Hello guys, this is Potato Power MTG, and today I would like to talk the unbans and then the movement of cards from not game changers into game changers. And this is extremely excited. I am really happy of where Commander is going right now. And yeah, we'll just like to talk to about some of it in case you guys haven't heard. Gibson Given has been unbanned and moved into the game changer category. Extremely powerful tutor. This was used mostly, sometimes even used as a double M tune. Just instead of grabbing up to 4 cards, you just grab 2 cards and then you just put both of them on your graveyard. Do whatever you want on your turn. Soil of the Stars. I think this is an extremely funny card. I'm gonna play against it a few times before I just start to either try to just counter this thing or just give up. I don't want to play the game again just with 7 life. But I am happy that people have the option to play it on like lower power games on whatever else they want to do. Braids Cabal Minion. I am excited for this card to never see play as a commander because this is just going to be another case of a black commander that the only thing that he wants to do is make everybody sacrifice their shit and you should stall the game that way. So people are gonna be putting this in their commander as their commander. I'm coming after you. First thing, the very first thing they can do, I'm just gonna try to kill you if you're on my table. So no, don't take it personal. I don't want to suck my shit. Unless I'm playing my insect deck, in which case pop off, make 10 clones of brains. I could not care less. Coalition Victory. This was, I think, the pinnacle of memes when it came to what cards are banned on Commander. And 8 mana for a sorcery that as long as you kill the one creature that produces all the colors, that it doesn't do anything. Extremely funny. I think this is one of the most fair cards of that say you win the game. Granted, if you have a 5-color commander and use 2 triumphs, or somehow you made one of those token lands that have all the types, or any other way to make sure that one land has all the land types. Commander, one of those, and this says you win the game. It still needs to resolve. It's 8 mana. It's Wooburg, so it's not easy to cast. I think this is a very fair card. Everybody has been talking about how this card makes no sense to be on the ban list, especially where Commander is right now. There is just way better things you can do for 8 mana on Wooburg of all things. And the last one that got unbanned is Panoptic Mirror. If somebody asked me what cards were unbanned today and they told me there were going to be 5, there are going to be 5 of them, I would have not guessed Panoptic Mirror will be in one of them. Not because it is strong, just because of the game pattern that occurs with this, which is basically somebody's going to put an extra turn spell on this thing, and it comes their upkeep, and they're going to untap, play their extra turn spell, go to their next turn, and just keep doing an infinite loop it. I see where the reasoning of this is. People that are going to do that are going to be playing on bracket 4, and I really hope they're honest and they actually say this deck is bracket 4. I'm just trying to loop extra turns. If you loop something like silly or funny, like I don't know, you fucking loop 3 visits, or you I don't know, you loop something that's a little bit funny. That's fine. I don't think nobody's gonna care. But I think that the reason why this got banned is because people were just taking infinite turns with this. But I'll be more than happy to play against this thing. There's plenty of interaction with artifacts. For an extra turn, you have to spend what, like fucking 9 mana, 10 mana, and then you have to just wait for the whole table to go around and go to your next turn without this thing being blown up or interacted with. I think that's totally, yeah, seems fine. All of this seem completely fine. If I get to say which one I like the least of vegan and unbanned, me personally is Soil of the Stars, but even then, Soil of the Stars is fine. I went through all of this. I read Gavin's basically reasoning on why they came to this conclusion. I think it's a perfectly well written article. I also saw his video, Good Morning Magic. I highly recommend you to go watch it. It has a lot of good information. Um, yeah, I'm just happy that the commander, the the commander panel has a good lead, as I like to think of him. I know that it's not his commander format. I know there's a lot of people that are involved. I'm just happy that he is the one presenting information. He presents really good reasoning, really good intentions. Nothing crazy happened. Darkseid didn't got unbanned. Fucking Jewel Lotus didn't get unbanned. The three fucking cards that people were crying and whining about did not get unbanned, which makes me extremely happy. Um, I know that the reaction of a few bad actors of Magic shouldn't have a say on the overall format and what is not unbanned, but the way the community, a small loud portion of the community reacted for that, I think is extremely not okay, and I am glad that none of those three things got unbanned. I have a Jewel Lotus. I got it when it was $100. I do not care if it is banned. Like, it's completely fine. It's trying to move in a better direction, and like I said, like he said himself, Jewel Lotus is going to be probably the most likely one of those three to be unbanned. And yeah, those three: Dockside Extortionist, Jewel Lotus. Fucking I forgot the other one. The one mana rock that makes a fuckload of mana. I'm totally okay with those being on the ban list for another year, 2, 3, 5. If they never get unbanned, that will be completely fine by me. If you disagree, that's totally fair. This is just a game. Relax. But now the game changers. Game changers. A lot of the stuff got added to game changers. I'm glad to see they put some of the green stuff into the game changers. Let's go in order. Teferi's Protection. I played Teferi's Protection on my white decks, and I think it's a game changer. The funny thing is that Trouble in Pairs got taken out of the game changers, which my Angel deck, I like to think of it as bracket 3, as 3 game changers. It had as the 3 game changers the One Ring for the extra card draw, Smothering Tide for extra mana, and Trouble in Pairs for extra card draw. Trouble in Pairs got taken out of the game changers, but the Teferi's Protection got added in. I run the Teferi's Protection on my Angel deck just because it's the best protection spell there is on white, at least in my opinion. The best non-free spell on white to protect your board, I guess I should say. But yeah, totally 100% fair for this thing to be put on the game changers. This thing just changes games, just ensures you. If this set only until end of turn, that'll be fine. That'll be completely okay. But because they phase out until the beginning of your before your on tap step, during your next on tap step, this is completely and utterly like game changing. I don't want to say it's busted. It's because you gotta pay the mana for it. It's just really good. So yeah, I'm like this got moved into the game changers. I think that's completely fair. My Angel deck still at bracket 3. I'm happy about it. So Humility. I have 2 copies of Humility. I do not care that this is on the game changers. It's a miserable card to play against. Even the other like less extreme version of this enchantment, the overwhelming splendor, even that is miserable to play against, or play it against somebody and then you see their soul leave their eyes. Basically, they are just fucked for the rest of the game. There's nothing they can do, and that kind of sucks. Narset, thank God this is put on the game changers. This is one of those things that it was meant to prevent opponents from drawing too many cards, and now the only thing people want to do with this is play Narset and then wheel you, make you discard your hand, draw a new one. Oh, you only draw one more card. Sorry, you're fucked. How much fun? Fuck you, Narset. Intuition, yeah. Gives and Giving got put into the game changers. You got unbanned. Intuition got put into the game changers. That's totally fine. Fair. It's extra card. Consecrated Sphinx. I have heard a lot of people say that this shouldn't be a game changer. I think this is a game changer. If 2 people have Consecrated Sphinx, which is not really hard if 2 people play on blue and they're greedy and they like drawing cards, both of them just draw their entire deck, and then it becomes who has the most mana and the most free counter spells for the two of them to reserve their crap. They're both gonna have all the cards in their deck. They're both going to just do these consecrated sphinx, draw my whole deck. They're gonna play whatever allows them to have an unlimited hand size, and they're just gonna counter each other into oblivion when the two other players are just looking at each other, being like, "Hey, I was playing a Voltron deck. Hey, I was playing a creature deck. There's nothing I can fucking do with how much stack interaction there is." I think this is a completely fine addition to the game changers, especially because when the two people that have consecrated sphinxes have their triggers go to stack, they don't know how to fucking order, like resolve them in a properly manner. If they, like, it is out of each card draw, you get to choose to draw two cards, and out of the two cards that you got drawn, you also get to make the decision of draw two cards out of each one of them. It just becomes a clusterfuck on putting triggers on the stack and that kind of stuff. Unless you're like tracking it on paper, it's just sometimes impossible to resolve properly. Not because of the amount of triggers are going to go on the stack, but the order of how those triggers are going to resolve. I think it just makes it confusing and extremely dumb when there's two consecrated sphinx players, or just one consecrated sphinx and the other one just happened to clone it, and then boom, the game for the other two people is over. There's two blue players just going to counter each other into oblivion. Necropotence. There are a lot of people complain about this card. I think it's really, really strong. I'm not 100% sure if it's a game changer. I know you can draw 39 cards with this thing, but if you get too greedy, you die. I don't know what to tell you. You're not necessarily tutoring for the thing you want, unless you're already set up your board where you can gain the life that you have, or like have a way to protect yourself, or preventing from other people from interacting with you. Almost anything at all can kill you if you get too greedy with Necropotence. But I don't have any personal complaints that he got put into the game changer. I would have put it there, but if he got put in there, I trust the commander format panel. So Orcish Bowmaster, again, personally, not really a game changer, but I do 100% admit that it's an extremely strong card. A lot of people are saying it's the second strongest card that came out of the Lord of the Rings set. I think they're correct. So yeah, completely fine that it's on the game changers. Notion Thief, again, this one I will agree that this has to be on a game changer. It's kind of annoying. Somebody wheels you and they Notion Thief, or they Notion Thief. Turn 4 goes back to their turn. They wheel you up. You're fucked. So yeah, I will 100% agree. This is fine. Deflecting Sword. I think this is my least favorite card to put on the game changers, just because this doesn't do anything on a lot of cases. If you're getting board wiped, this doesn't do anything. If you if nobody else is casting spells that are worth deflecting swatting that can be swatted, this doesn't do anything in your hand. There's plenty of times or plenty of cases where deflecting swat is going to sit in your hand and you're going to look at it and be like, wow, I paid a lot of money for this piece of garbage and it's not doing anything for me. There's games where it's amazing and somebody goes to exile your commander, and in response you deflect swat, you fucking exile their commander, and they look at you like, wow, you blew me out. That was crazy. You're using their spell against them. I think that's fair. I guess without paying its mana cost was too much. But I completely respect the decision of them putting the Deflecting Sword of the game changers. It's just my personal least favorite one to be on the game changers. Gamble, extremely good tutor. People that gamble turn 1, fuck you. Straight up just fuck you. Makes the game boring having a really good tutor game 1 and entomb in the late game. But yeah, Worldly Tutor, creatures are good now. Creatures have been good for quite a bit, but having an instant search library for a creature card and then putting it on top, technically, no, you're not putting it in your hand, but it's instant speed. You can do it on someone else's turn. And again, this was an extremely green tutor from green, 4 green, and I'm glad to see it on the game changer. Crop rotation, if you don't think this has to be on the game changer edition, I understand you. I don't agree with you. The amount of good, extremely strong lands that have been coming out recently is crazy. It's like, well, I was gonna say Field of the Dead, but I will see later on. Field of the Dead is here. It's right there. Field of the Dead. Hey, let's go. But yeah, for crop rotation, there's still really good targets that are not the game changers. Glacial Chasm, an extremely good card that got put in that can change the course of a game that you can get with crop rotation. Even stuff that's not as strong as some like Talon Gates of Madara. It's also extremely strong. Faces out a creature, takes it out of the game for a little bit. I think this is a completely fair card to put in the game changer. Yeah, I understand where they're coming from. Seaborn Muse, I fucking hate this thing. If you are one of the people that say, oh, it's our untapped space, you're one of the people that made this card be so unfun to play against. Just having another untapped step during each other of your other players' untapped step makes it extremely unfun to play against. Especially if you're just gonna if you're abusing the crap out of this thing, it makes it extremely unfun to play against. I know it came out on the absent precon. That doesn't mean that it shouldn't be on a game changer list, right? It's just because it's on a precon doesn't mean it can't be on a game changer list. Also, the absent precon is really good. I'm not saying it's busted CDH level. Oh my god, it's gonna blow me out of any deck. No, it's really good. It was well constructed, and I recognize that it's a strong deck. This thing on it makes me want to take a nap when people are just taking their turns on other people's turns and so on and so forth. Natural Order, completely fair card to put in the game changer. I'm glad that green got more stuff put in there. Green had I think like an unbalanced amount of stuff not put in the game changer list the first time around. I'm glad there is some more stuff in there, especially because green is strong. So yeah, Natural Order is completely fine. Food Chain, I have never in my life seen a Food Chain played fairly. You can say whatever you want. You cannot take away my experience with it, which is they're gonna just try to combo me out. The quote unquote fairest Food Chain that I've seen is now Miriam, the Timur dragon that copies other dragons and makes like talking copies of it. You can't tell me that's fair. Like Food Chain in that deck still pretty fucking good. He said I played a Food Chain fair, and then he proceeded to cast 9 more dragons on that turn and draw like 10 more cards. No, still not fair. The only setup that he needed was anything that allows him to draw a card for a dragon entering the battlefield or anything like that, and his commander, and then one random dragon. It does not matter what it is, and then you're allowed to keep playing the crap out of your deck. No, no, this was 100% a game changer. I'm glad to see it here. Will I want to play this on my Hydra decks? Absolutely, but this is a game changer. Aura Shards, I have a Miss Bumbleflower commander deck, and my personal restriction for that deck is Miss Bumbleflower needs to be the most expensive card on the deck. So anything that has the highest mana cost on that deck. So anything that's 4 CMC or above is not on that deck. I used to play 3 cost and below. I thought about putting Aura Shards in that deck, and then I remember, I want other people to be able to play the game with me, so I didn't put this in there, just because it is really good. Again, it changes the game. I have 2 copies of it. I don't care that it got put into the game changer. It's 100% a game changer. This is just a nuts card. It is extremely strong. Most of the time, it just makes people hold cards in their hand and they look at the board and be like, can't play him because Aura Shards is here, so I'm gonna try to tiptoe around it until hopefully somebody removes it. So yeah, happy to see it put in the game changers. Field of the Dead, I've seen a lot of people say Field of the Dead is not worthy of being a game changer. bullshit. This is 100% a game changer. Like people say, like, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You're gonna put 1, 2, 4 zombies on the battlefield, like that out of a land. Yeah, yes, that's good. And when people say like, oh, you're gonna put 2 zombies in the field, 3 zombies in the field, that is out of you doing something that you already want to do. Like lands are entering your battlefield, so the more lands come into the battlefield under your control, the more resources you will have later, like on your next turn, the more zombies you're gonna have. It's giving you the ramp that you need and the protection that you need and the finisher that you need for stuff like Crater Hoof Behemoth. Just playing it and just blowing everybody out. This is an extremely strong card. Yes, it comes in tapped. Yes, it's cardless. No, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's cardless, it just means that it can go on any deck, and green can abuse the crap out of this better than any other deck, any other commander deck there is. Research Workshop. This is extremely strong, and yeah, 3 card, like tap to add 3 colors mana to cast artifacts. This is insanely strong. So yeah, I can 100% see why it got put in the game changers. Again, I went through all of this. I 100% agree with their reasonings. Some of them I agree a little bit less than others. I watched Gavin's Good Morning Magic video on it. I understand the reasoning. I think it was very well put together, and yeah, people saying that Farewell is a game changer. I disagree, but I do see that people just hate to play against this thing, just because if the one dude that has just shoving Farewell in their deck and they're losing, they just choose all modes, reset the game on fun, or the one Super Friends commander deck just chooses all modes, leaves out planeswalkers, just free to ulting. And then yeah, like I understand that it can be unfun, like not fun to play against, but it's a symmetrical board wipe. So and then yeah, they mention some other things. Mystic Remora, I don't think is anywhere strong enough as like Ristic Study, so I don't think it should be put on the game changer list. I had Mystic Remora sitting in the battlefield for like 3 turns and I didn't get a single card of this thing, and it was just a fucking mana sink basically for me because I had to keep paying the cumulative upkeep. This is nowhere as strong as Ristic Study, and you can see it in the prices too. People way rather play Ristic Studies than Mystic Remora. So yeah, I went through some of these. People that say that Crater Hoof Behemoth needs to be banned, you're crazy. Everybody has their own opinions. This is a little bit, to me, it seems like the newer people are trying to ban this thing. Just because it's a really strong creature, but for 8 mana on a creature that, like, if you like fog, this did nothing. If you counter it, this thing did nothing. If you, I don't know, like had a way to like protect yourself from damage a turn, this did nothing. Yeah, I think this is fair. If you only cast Crater Hoof Behemoth with nothing on your board, this thing did nothing. You're gonna swing with somebody at a 5/5. If you kill somebody with a 5/5, they were dying anyways. You don't need, like, I understand that, like, oh, like an elf deck has like 10 elves, or a squirrel deck has like 50 squirrels. They were gonna kill you one way or another. It's just that the way they killed you was Crater Hoof Behemoth. So yeah, this is not. I don't think Crater Hoof is a problem. That's just me personally. The Great Henge, extremely busted card. I don't want to go through all of this. You can read this article on yeah. They talked a lot about cards, and I am glad that they're open about how they're seeing cards and what's giving them the reasoning to like ban or unban, or just try to like, like listen to the community. And I hope this is feedback for them. I hope that some of you will give them your feedback. I think this is great. I think Commander is going in a really good direction. I am happy they didn't unban those three cards that got banned that make everybody cry and shit their pants. I'm glad that those didn't get unbanned. So yeah, I am just really pleased on how things turned out so far. And Gavin said that there are not gonna be any changes until the end of this calendar year. I don't think he means that on January 1st there are gonna be 16 more cards added to game changers and 10 more unbans. No, I think that he understands that Commander moves slowly, and people are gonna need time to digest all of this. I had all of the game changers memorized. I obviously don't have them all memorized anymore. A lot of crap got added to this thing, so I'm excited to see what other things will change. Uh, like I say, you can disagree with this. It's totally fine. I disagree with some of them, but I understand where the reasoning came from, and as long as they keep their reasoning the same, as long as they keep their word with their intentions, and that is reflected through their bans, unbans, and their games changers list. I'm more than happy to see stuff get added, taken out of. Yeah, that will be great. If you disagree, agree, let me know. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, also let me know, because I am not. I haven't been playing Magic for 30 plus years, so. But I really like this game, and I like to talk about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.